want to apologize to all the women I've called pretty instead of calling them intelligent and brave. Not because you're not pretty, but because there's so much more to that. This is a famous quote by Rupi Kaur, if you know her, and she is a great poet. So before we kick in, I'd like you to like and subscribe to this channel. And we have an amazing guest who is a poet. He's done film, and as well he is a student. So young people, you can gather here because we are going to have great insights today. And apart from that, we are going to also learn how to get to this industry. So karibu sana Calvin.
Thank you so
How
much.
do you feel? Easing up a little. How do you feel?
Easy. Fiti. It's a new year. 25. I'm still energetic.
Happy New Year, by the way.
Stress mingi bado hazijaanza kukuja.
Kabisa.
I'm good. Thank you so much. Happy to be here.
Thank you. Thank you for honoring coming. So unakaa poa kwanza, unakaa fit, you look like an artist. Yeah.
Thank you. New year, new me.
New you.
Kaungeniona last year. New year, new me.
Different.
Yeah, sure.
So if, like, for example, a random person could find you in a restaurant, akwambie, Calvo, who are you? What would you say?
I think I am who I am.
You are who are you? You are who you are.
I am who I am.
So
but basically Calvin, I like to associate myself ama kujitag as a poet. I am a poet, a filmmaker, and a student.
Yeah. I've seen you've really won several awards. I don't know how you got there, but I think we'll dive into that later on. But if at your earliest memory that you can ever have, I mean, what have you ever done that showed you that you are a creative? Ama unaweza create kitu. Ukiwa young.
Tene, those days, how this artistically come. Yes. To feel that this is my path. When I focus on this, I can do it. It happened way back at primary. I was in a school in Mumias called St. Peter's Mumias, and big up because the school shaped and mentored me basically in my creative journey. I joined drama while in class 4. So from class 4 up to date, I've been a full participant kwa vitu za drama, music. So ilifika time fulani class 5 now. Class 5 that time. Now it was a mixture of, because I was a Catholic, so it was a mixture of chuo na home. Unatoka chuo ume practice 1, 2, 3 on the art. Unaenda home, I was a Catholic. Unaenda home unapata, actually my first poem to ever mse kunipatia do this, I didn't know naweza fanya poem, but niko na knowledge kiasi ya kuact shule. It was my mom. Anambia poem ya akanipatia, the first poem, there's a competition in church, try this. And the moment nilishika hivyo nikai grasp, I think ili stick.
So una cram ama what happens?
Basically that time was more of cramming. It was more of cramming because pia ni mtawita kikusahau. But also there's sesema ku understand at the beginning, but more of just to have it. Ile yenye ukiamshwa anytime. Unasema to you make it like a music. Your time so hivyo kwa nashika script.
Hey, I mean, for me, I also relate to that because I remember when I was also in primary school, I did poetry and I went to nationals as a solo verse. So, of course, the stanzas are so many. And I don't know how someone, especially for a young person, honestly, I don't understand how I used to cram all those things, though. But for a young person, how would you, like, maze unawasaidiaje so that they just put their head in that na waeze kukram? Because imagine as an elder person, hata mimi nikionanga TikTok, mtu amekram kitu, inaitwaje lip syncing. I'm just like, wow, how do you do that? Because for me, as I moved forward, it's been very hard to grasp that. So I don't know how you make young people, especially because you are able to train young adults or kids, even in high schools. Sijui venye we ufanya.
Yeah.
Tuambie.
Za tumia hii msemo. You started with a quote. Channel na quote. This
Yes.
quote now in Kiswahili that says samaki mkunje angali mbichi.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think first when ikikuwa nurtured, actually training a young person, as a young person kushika na get the concept, it becomes more easier. Nadi ukicheki most of the actors, most of the poet or artist, musicians, especially those walianza foundation as kids, naturally this thing, it becomes like it is born into them.
You're right.
Yeah, so it is more of how to make it is more first I prefer and I appreciate, I've never seen a challenge because I've also trained ECD. I've never seen a challenge working with kids because I always see that the mind at that time, it's still fresh and ready to grasp a lot of content. Having trained also university, sometimes I find the difficulties in introducing the new concept or a concept to a university than a student.
Yeah.
So it's more of that beginning to allow the kids, as a person is growing up, msa akikuwa na passion, akikuwa na interest into this stuff, unampatia like at initial stage of the development, akikuwa bado young, or the exposure to books, msa azoe kusoma novels, vitabu, story, listening to stories. I feel at a very young age zinaingia na zina stick so much into a person.
Yeah, actually, because also you see how we go to how a parent should take their children to good schools when they are young. It really like nurtures them to become who they are.
Exactly.
Unajua hadi na imagine wazee tungepelekwanga zile shule poa. Tungekuwa, we already know this art, because this art industry is amazing. Like it has so many opportunities, it has so many for someone to do. So I'm wondering, even if I really wanted to do art, is it something that is inborn or is it something that I have to learn over time?
Yeah, good question. Actually, I've had a conversation with a lot, especially creatives. Na creatives kadhaa tunakaa tuna argue. How wana view aje creativity, how do they see art? For me, there's one protocol that I wanna go nayo, or most of the times I tend to believe in it, where I always see and believe that you can't be who you want to be just by following the right protocols. There's nothing that has been tagged or that this field is specifically, or there's certain people who are born and talented to be creative in a certain way.
Yeah.
But now that one, following the right procedure, following the right protocol for you to do something, you can become whoever you want to be.
Okay.
So still, as a sema, I don't know what the definition of the being kuzaliwa nayo.
Inborn,
It's lots of inborn, because even when you see these creatives, most of them, they come up with content kitu yenye wamerelate nayo, something the background has shaped. So the background actually plays a pivotal role in the nurturing of this talent. Like ukipata someone who may grow up, sometimes when you look through utapata, once you look a kid uko mtoi, there's something unique and it is in you, and when you grow it, you invest time in it, it now becomes to be a food in you. It becomes like kama imegrow nayo. Like hata tuseme in schools, especially because as a kid, ni chuo, the schools are the institution that spends most of the time with you rather than mzazi wako mwenyewe. So it plays a pivotal role actually in shaping the talents of a kid. That's one thing that people sometimes don't know, or they underlook into it.
Yes.
Is more of the school institution which shape, because when you go to school, from someone investing also in the quality of education, apatia mtoi. When going to school, then apata the school take activities in curriculum activities. The talented kids who might have the passion to do that, ngine unaweza pata kuna limitation ya the school, other people unapata is the limitation of the parent themselves. Wataki kuachilia watoi wakikuwa young, wakikuwa in this school to try these things.
Because like ukiangalia in high schools, most people who do drama are perceived as cheeky and unajua watu wenye wamejua mambo mengi. Because for me, when I was in primary, yes, I was doing poetry and I was really good at it. People of Nzoia, Sugar, you know that, primary school. So I was really good at it. Now, when I went to high school, there was options. You either go to sports or do drama or do, like, poetry is in drama, yeah? And I really felt like it's a space where I can't keep up.
can't.
Yeah, because yani watu wa drama wako on the other level, yeah, that I can't keep up. That's why I just chose. I went to play table tennis, and I've never regretted. It's a really nice sport. So, yeah, So how do you, for example, in high school, you are a teacher, you're teaching people drama. Una maneuver aje? Like, for example, because those people, they already, if they're cheeky, they're already cheeky and they know what they want to do and all those. How do you maneuver? Because I bet primary ni easier.
Najua, sijui how it always happens, but sometimes now you find now the one assumed, let me use the word assumed to be the one cheeky, unapata yenda kona hiyo talent. Because pia in the school utaka or art will want ule msa ako open, ako ready kujiachilia, not a person who hides emotion, ako ama ni excitement, unaitoa. Can use uni if you're angry, you're free. Yeah, you're free with the art, is nature.
And it's so hard. Like for someone who, I mean, it's easier. I don't know, that is more of mtu akijielewa.
It's also
awareness kind of.
Kuna self-awareness na pia kuna the discipline in the craft. Like vile tumesema, you can become who you want to be with the protocols, but still iko na disciplines zake. It's always a challenge. Alafu pia most unapata ni the environment na wina pressure. Johnson mtu yeye amelabeliwa this is it, instead of finding the common good of a person or as a student. Tuna overfeed that we overlook into the negativity than focus kwa kitu nzuri tunaweza toa hapo hivyo.
And actually that's what works in the now world. Watu wenye they express themselves, those people who can go on TikTok and do whatever.
True, we're free kujibamba.
They're free, content, that is what works. But exactly. Even if you are raised in a certain way, I think there's a space where you have to come out and be yourself. That's what works. So yeah, it's interesting. You can tell us about how I don't know how, if you turned story, what is it called? If you turned poetry to filming. And is it more of what you've learned, or it is things you've gone through, or is it the space you are at emotionally? I have no idea how that comes up.
So, let's try to rewind a story. We were saying about the story in class 5 doing the poetry. That time I was doing a poem on Paulo na Sila. I can't forget that poem. Do it. There's a kumbuka 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So it was actually like a first time, but it turned out to be a success because I got a chance to be aired niko Mtoi. That time nilikuwa na Western, but that was the first time nilikuja Nairobi. I brought my church to Nairobi and I was like,
nice.
We got a chance to be at Waumini FM and it aired there. My performance performed Old Family Basilica. So that time nilikuwa Mtoi, niko like, as in I think that environment nika feel I own it. And now I didn't want now to stop it. Now even going back to school sasa ilikuwa ni kaende. I get these opportunities, drama imetokea, play imetokea, narrative, najipata I want to take part. Same to high school, which consider high school, what I used to explore, kufanya yo art, kupiga sana, kuchapa kazi. So kufika campus, these were the challenges. Kwanza nakumbuka ilikuwa ile time unapenda art sana and you're in high school but you're like, I want to come to KU because of art. Because we realize when I go to this institution, my art itajengeka. So it becomes even a motivation. Unasoma mimi nakwenda KU. Hata uangalie course first, I want to get this university. I want to go and...
You are smart. Because, okay.
Yeah, so that is the, fikra. But now coming to KU, unfortunately, we joined during the COVID time. For me, that was during 2020. So when you're joining, tulipata join in shuffles where we have first years and fourth years ndo na join. Second years, third years work at home. So mnasoma in shifts. So nikapata, why is this like a bad luck? The time ndio kuingia vizuri full focus into the creative now space. Napata, we can't continue. Because they are now the mentors, because most of the times walikuwa in third years, second years, wao ndio ushikilia the art of the school or the institution most of the time. But they're not in school. So that foundation, that yo pata waseko welcome, this is the theater, traveling theater, you come and join. So it was not there. But still there was that your spirit ya kudu hii stuff, nasema no, ndaka nikufe na hii kitu. So luckily I met friends wenye tulikuwa nao primary and high school, even others from other schools.
Okay.
Wale mnaweza patana Funkies drama festival. Pia uko hapa.
Nice.
Unaona aje, why can't we start something? We start a theater. And that's how I first started. Because now we were like, there's no people in the school that can guide us. Let us start on.
Hey, interesting.
Thank you.
How does someone even think like that? Oh my God. Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, that was the motive because
Yes.
I was feeling pia nilikuwa na feel that some of the thing yenye ina to mess us as creatives from KNDF. You know, you have been in drama, you have been through a system, but now you're in university, no one is under there to put it into that system.
Kweli.
So and I didn't want to lose that culture. So I'm let us start with theater. By that time we were doing plays za Shakespeare. Tukafanya tumechapa rehearsal, tumetoa say pia uko sure nini mnadu because ni first year, but yeah, mko na little knowledge. Shule ni nani? You guys mnasoma the first semester, you close for whole like 5 months. Yeah. So and theater neno tumepanga show.
Yeah.
All the team imeenda and theater was about rehearsal.
Yeah.
So kwanza kila kitu wa fresh, it became a challenge.
Yes.
Yeah, it became a challenge. But still that time I was doing poetry, but now that time I was writing poems in Wattpad. Wattpad, Calvin_poet, where I publish my poems on Wattpad. So time nilikuwa nikiandika poetry on Wattpad a lot during that time. So after a certain moment home, tena ikakuwa struggle. Itakuwaje, how will it be?
Yeah. But all of you guys are in school.
Yeah, all of us now are in school.
You are dedicated.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey.
Tuko na some wenye amebaki, most of the majority wameenda home.
Yes.
Can't do a play now bila say. Kama ni mgine, you have to start afresh, you do rehearsal, kushika lines.
Okay.
Now that is where the idea of film come. And there's a craft called film. Actually, I knew nothing about film, a lot about film that time. But now, that is the time that film came. There's a craft called film where you don't need people consistently. Once you have a project, you can take advantage, you do with people.
Wow.
That is the idea that came in mind. And I was like, I'm a poet, I have some poems. I've been wishing more of how can I visualize these poems, kuzitoa inje more than... Because also that time, Pia, the culture for the spoken word performance, ilikuwa imeshuka chini kidogo.
Okay.
Yeah. So now where the thought of the film came, Kashkanasha it was actually on Valentine's Day on 14th. That's when I started my production company with 3 of my friends, my boys.
Ukwenda Valentine's, ukwenda business better.
It was more for chills boys day out. Where after at the end of the day, June nikafikiria, we have gone through a lot leo.
Yeah.
Feel why don't you start doing a film?
Okay.
So that's why after 2 days we had our first script. Kwanza took shoot. I think that's where the journey kicked off. Like trying to find a media, a platform, despite all the challenges.
Yeah.
May join, hakuna your culture and lao, you expected, there's nothing. Now you have to start it. True. You start one, the theater in Akata now. There's one called film that you can do in online. But on say you shoot, it's okay.
Yes.
And that's
how did you get the idea of putting it like you can use online and it's in a film way? You just thought about it.
You can use online a film. What made me kufikiria is the challenge that I had at hand. Okay. Like you want to create, you feel you want to do something, but there's no way you can let it out.
Okay.
And also I think that time is where most of the people during the COVID times, most of the artists, some of them also may blow in the COVID era. So that time, these artists, like you see how content and like a lot of content, a lot of artists who came to my visualization during a period ya kukaa home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there like someone you have been with or done this with na ikaenda like it's been a success for them?
I think almost everyone that you have worked with, the success great. Also the success ni tofauti. Nasema hata kuanza 25 ni kuwapa, it's a success in its own way. So unless the level of it is,
okay. So I think that's a really nice space where a young person can start. So probably if you can, like, for someone who's watching and they're young and they're so passionate about poetry, passionate about where to start in filming and all those things, because you know you are the people don't know. the unsung heroes. You know what I mean? Like
But
we always see, like for me, when I was in primary, I used to go and present, but the trainer who used to train me and was never known, never heard. So I mean, you are really special to these podcasts and to people out there. So I'd really want to know, those people who are watching, how would they be able to start? Where do they start as someone who doesn't even know they're able to do poetry, they're able to write and do something about it?
yeah, still, for anyone who watching, for the people watching, first, thank you. And if this can be at least worth to be listened to. Yeah, still, for the students at school, some primary school, some high school, the comrades in the universities. First, still, an institution, first use and say that institution really plays a critical role. The curriculum, it cannot be just, it's not just not necessarily drama, even there is music, there can be Red Cross, those curriculum activities, they really shape zinasaidia sana. And then finishing, you're done with school and you are outside, then there is no ventures, there is no opportunity to do your craft. Still, just let that zest and zeal isidedi. Don't allow that moment of saying, I'll do it and I'm ready. I'll do it at the right time, because akunanga right time. Ile that small thing that you have, whatever the little resources that you have, because actually the good thing about Squeezy, unaweza shoot na simu, this TikTok, you can do like a lot with just simply what you have.
Like you can, you remember, sorry, you remember you shared with me some of your clips that you did with a phone. Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's actually possible.
Is actually so much possible. But another thing in the space, what worked for me better, not to work alone, not to move alone, especially in the creative or with which angle you want to take, is good to at least to have a team. Be it you want to focus in film, for example, if it's film, your area of expertise, then ni watu gani unahitaji? You need a camera person, you need a so light, like have at least create a small community so that ujatu ukiwork na wase ile kukufa moral haikuangi rahisi, because I'm doing this for this person, I have to do this for this person. So yeah, like more could try to find the sources of motivation and the sources of motivation in whatever thing is someone want to do. What motivates me? Kama si pesa, okay, unaweza anza ukose kupata hiyo dosa hizi, but if this art, it motivates me kujiachilia, kujiexpress na feel poa nikijiexpress, then that's okay.
Best, yeah. There's a knee you've done, there's one of the films you've done and they've won Kenya National, is it in Kenya Film Commission, like they were winners. You can tell us about it.
Yeah. So tatupige CV kidogo. Yeah, for the works that I've done, kazi nimefanya. First, I just started while I was still in school. I was also I started doing it was more of the poetry, so the poetry background. So kwanza kachuo was a trainer for schools. My first school to work with was Nanyuki High School, which I wrote and directed French Solovers, and it won Nationals Position 1 at Kibabi, the Kenya National Drama Festival. That was before COVID. Then COVID came, but through that, during COVID, I worked with a lot of, I moved kwa shule kadhaa here, like Uhuru Mixed in Isiolo. But I went again, now I can move to these sides. I went to First Beth Academy. First Beth, I wrote for them as all of us in 2023.
I know someone who's gone to Nation. No, it's with, it's called the
Solovers.
The Letter?
The Letter, that was the Letter.
And the other one is
the digital box.
Yes, the box, yeah. I loved them.
Thank you. Yeah,
we'll share with people to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Letter is the one that won Nationals in Mombasa 2023 and primary category as all of us. Last year up here there was a drama festival which like items tattoo. The English all over that of the digital box was position 3.
Yeah.
And that is poetry aside, which you're hoping kuendelea more and more. Apart from that, in poetry still, I've also been nominated Poet of the Year.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Drum rolls.
Just tuongea sana because you're waiting for People's Choice Awards.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Amen to that.
Yeah, amen to that. But apart from that, now it comes to film. The film, actually, this is the film that we shot with a phone by Kenya Film Commission last year. Ilishutiwa na simu, My Kenya, My Story. It was a film on climate change, and that's the time kulikuwa na flood, which we did a film called What If, just trying to challenge what if we take a different perspective. We are treating or taking care of nature because there are consequences of it. And so the film was just about taking people to the dystopian future where we show them the consequences of lack of environmental conservation. What If is the winner, My Kenya, My Story, 2024.
Good stuff.
Bless up to the team at 24 Production. God bless you. Apart from that, there is another pure mobile short film. I've actually done a lot of mobile short film shooting with the phone. There is another one called Story Yetu, which is talking about Kenya at 60, celebrating Kenya at 60. Story Yetu was done by a phone, so that on Samsung A12, which won People's Choice Award under Alliance Française Nairobi 2023.
Good stuff.
Yeah, thank you. Now there are other films.
Yeah.
We have Matahari.
Karibu.
We have When It Rains.
Ethan. Dr. Muthoni.
Please call me Sasha.
When It Rains is a film on most of the films I've done, especially given a chance just to be creative and initiative to tell my own story. I tend to focus on mental health. When It Rains is a gripping psychological drama. That's the story about Ethan.
Yes.
When It Rains currently is available or streaming at My Movies Africa, where you can rent for 7 days or own it as a lifetime. That's When It Rains at My Movies Africa. Also, My Movies Africa is a platform where there are a lot of Kenyan films and African films. Yeah, there is our recent film called Matahari. Matahari was a film noir, which was the winner 48-hour film project Nairobi.
48 hours.
Yeah, the 48-hour film project Nairobi
Yeah.
last year. We were the winner Matahari, and which also won alongside trophies kadhaa. Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff.
Thank you. Which Matahari also is going to represent Kenya in March in New York. Yeah.
Wow.
Washington, D.C.
Wow, that's great.
Thank you.
So yeah, I mean, there's so much we don't see and is out here. One thing about Kenyan content is that it's great. We just need to find ways to get there and watch them. And for me, I've watched all your films. I've seen the poetry that has won, the letter and the box. They are really nice.
Thank you.
And yeah, we will share with people as well. So anyway, I have really loved these. I've really loved this, and we are going to bring more such kind of content of people who are behind the scenes of everything, behind the scenes of art, be it music, be it film, be it documentaries, be it whatever it is people are doing out here, and we are not recognizing them. We are here for you. So you have been here with me, your host, Noela Toyoa, and remember to like, subscribe, and follow us on our channels as the WeCrewPodcast. Thank you, and I hope I haven't left anything out for you.
Something I can just say.
I haven't. Or you have something? Okay, you can
just
tell
something
us.
to say. Just say once again, thank you. Thank you for hosting. And exactly, it is a good platform. It's a good initiative. And I hope the voices that you bring on stage are voices that can be uplifted.
Yes.
by the audience that they see, and also they can uplift the audience that they're watching. The people, again, my name is Calvin Oyula. I'm a writer, director, and a producer. I'm a young CEO of a production company called At 224 Production. At 224, I've been asked why at 224, not 254, because at 224, it means at today, tomorrow, and forever. So it's at today, tomorrow, and forever production. We are available on all social media platforms, on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. And say thank you.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for tuning in. This is a space for you to enjoy conversations, learn, and apply to the real world. There's so much you can apply. So, yeah, have a good time. Once again, I'm your host, Noela Toywa. Bye.